What's up YouTube, ODST General back again, and today guys we have the newest update for flashing lights. This is the September/October update and the start of the new map. So we've got the initial section for the new map here, which if I, was it F2? Yeah, if I push F2, or I guess you guys can see the map here. So looks like they have big plans to potentially expand on this down the road. Right now it's a big city though. I mean, this is the small map and you guys can't see me doing the air quotations, but trust me, there is air quotations. This is actually a fairly, it's a fairly sizable map. I was gonna say very, but I said fairly and combined the two words. Anyways, so we've got the new police station. It's pretty cool. A lot of it's pretty empty, but you can definitely kind of tell what most of these rooms are, like bathrooms and stuff like that. You got like a little break room in here. You come out here, you got this nice glass window at the waiting area. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I don't know if that's like a, it's some sort of like desk area or something, but there's another one over here too, so I'm not sure if this is supposed to be for like other officers and stuff, or what exactly the deal is with these windows. It could be that it's like supposed to be like the equipment checkout or something, maybe, since it's near the entrance, potentially. You know what, I just realized I actually haven't even been downstairs yet. I forgot to go downstairs when I was checking this place out. Little bit of camera kind of clipping and stuff. They're a little bit easy to get kind of turned around because of that. Then you got this, a bunch of rooms back here. I don't know what exactly the plans are or the intent is to fill this out, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some more AI cops and stuff populating these places besides just like the desk officer and stuff like that. So let's see what we've got down here. So this looks like maybe evidence here. You've got yeah, windows over here, and you've got a bunch of lockers. So that a lot of potential gameplay options coming out of this too with these new rooms and everything. They could definitely do like evidence turn-in. So you have to, like, if you get a shoplifter and you pick up a gun off of them, you have to come turn the gun in here for extra points or something potentially. That would be very cool. I don't know if they have rooms for it anywhere else. A lot of these windows don't make sense though, to me at least. I'm not super familiar with what they might be. I'm sure there's probably some sort of purpose or intent for them, but I just don't know what it is. Potentially bringing somebody down for a lineup, it looks like, which is actually, this was the room I was looking for. So you've got, potentially a lineup room or something. So, maybe put a camera in there and have to like, oh, actually this is the room for like, basically, processing, a person you arrest would be kind of a cool thing, or at least the option to process, arrests. Kind of like with when you arrest somebody now, currently in the game, basically you have the option to either have a vehicle come pick them up or you can take them in yourself. So I think that basically just make it the default that when you arrest somebody yourself, you have to process them too. Or maybe when you come up to the desk, you choose to process them, is maybe a better way to go about it. So maybe you bring them in through the back here would be the most logical thing, is you bring them up to the back and there's a an officer waiting here at the desk, and you have to go, well, I've got a perp, and they go, okay, do you want us to process them for you or whatever? And then you say yes or no. And if you choose no, then you have to come down here and you have to take them down for processing, get their picture and everything. And then I don't know if there's cells down here. I didn't see any. Oh yeah, there is cells. We literally walked in the room with them, didn't we? Come in and put them in the cells or something, like put them in the empty cell, or give them, or just talk to the officer that's down here. That'd be a blast. I would love something like that. I'm hoping that they do that. Let's go upstairs though. Let's check that out. And the upstairs is offices and stuff. So this is more so break area and stuff for officers kind of coming through real quick, as well as people waiting. So then you've got your offices up here. So like all the detective workstations and stuff like that, and places for officers to file paperwork. You've got just various other offices and stuff. You got like a conference room, and I'm guessing that's supposed to be like maybe the command officers or something. There's a few different offices here, but I'm guessing one of the ones with the window, either this one or this one's probably supposed to be for like the captain or chief or whatever. And then of course your briefing room for the start of the day before everybody goes out on patrol. So pretty cool new station. This is definitely this is very awesome. This is actually something, I mean, they shared some screenshots of it. I wasn't even expecting quite as much as they put out for this. Hopefully this is okay. My graphics card does seem to be getting kind of pushed to the limits here with this. I've got my 1060 and my GPU is like 100%, but I've been seeing that with a lot of games recently where it says it's pushing it to the limits, and it seems to be going just fine on the video and everything. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but it's not a huge deal, I guess. At any rate, we're going to shut our lights off, but graphics look nicer to me. I actually think I lowered some of the graphics settings. This isn't even full graphics settings because I was concerned about lag on the video, so I turned some stuff down. But this new map is fantastic looking, a lot more realistic looking as far as the areas and stuff in here go. You know, there's not just like random fences like cars parked behind them that you question like how the cars got back there. You know, there's a lot of parking areas and stuff like that. There's bollards all over the place so that people aren't getting hit and stuff. But like if cars are parked over here, you're not going to question why there's cars parked there because there's this entryway here and it makes sense. So they did a much finer job. My biggest concern with this new map, and I want to try and speed up so I can show this off to you guys, is that even with a high render distance on everything, if you start going fast enough, you start seeing stuff spawning, which isn't so bad right now, but if I can really open it up and really get going good, and this has been loaded up for a while, so maybe it won't be an issue, maybe it will, I'm not sure. Okay, there we go. You start getting out to areas like this, where it should be loaded in, but you can see stuff literally loading in right now, and if I wait here for a second, might be able to tell, well, this renders in potentially, if it renders in. This area, for whatever reason, especially seems very slow at rendering in. You can see once it does load in, there's a physical difference. So you know, this barrier here, if this wasn't loaded in and I was driving over here and didn't know of this barrier's existence, that could spawn in while you're driving over it. You can see I dropped down when that road spawned in because the road's actually lower than the I don't want to say the map because it doesn't necessarily make any sense, but the proxy or whatever, you know, LOD was in there for, you know, longer distance stuff. So I physically dropped, and you can see even here in the city, you're seeing that. See, even here in the city, you're seeing that. Okay. That was awesome. Alright, that was pretty cool though, I'll say. I'm actually, that was fantastic. But yeah, we just dropped down here. So in some spots it's higher, in some spots it's lower, but it actually physically affects your driving, and if you're driving around and this stuff is loading in and changing as you drive, it makes it really difficult to deal with. You don't necessarily know where stuff is. Now, I don't know, you know, just bear in mind too that this is only the first implementation of this map, and they're going to be working on this and improving this map every month over, you know, I think like it was like next 6 months or something like that. I think it was up until like March maybe. I can't remember exactly when they said they plan to continue working. They could even extend beyond then potentially because they haven't actually shown the roadmap past the next one. So, you know, the optimization for this could continue for a long time. But at any rate, you know, the point being is that this kind of sucks right now. Now, this isn't such a big deal currently because this map doesn't really have any calls or anything. You can issue parking tickets and that's about it. There's no AI, there's no emergency calls yet. So this is just for checking out this new map. But with that being said, it's very cool. I definitely dig the map. It's very interesting looking, and when it's actually loaded in, which we've pushed it pretty hard here, it's not so nice now, but when it is loaded in, it looks very good. So I am running this on a standard hard drive, though, because that was all I really needed before. There was a little bit of loading issues before, but never such a big deal. But an SSD may be necessary for this going forward into the future. I don't know yet, of course. That may change, it may not, depending on what they do with these next several updates. So here we are at the Fire Department and EMS. It looks like the hospital's not been implemented yet. I don't know what they plan on doing for the hospital. The fire department's actually pretty large. A lot larger than I would have expected it to be, given the previous version of it. You know, the police station obviously is a lot larger too, but that's a little bit more to be expected. So the hospital or clinic, wherever they're going to do, is supposed to go right in here, I presume, because this is where the emblem is for it, but there's nothing here yet. So I'm not exactly sure how they're going to fit that in and have, you know, space with the fire department being right there, because it looks to me like this will, you know, this lighter area with this texture here is presumably going to be where the hospital is. And yeah, I don't know exactly what that's going to mean for, you know, spacing and stuff, because that doesn't seem like a very big area to have the hospital, and you think the hospital would be much larger. But once again, you know, with the hospital, same thing as the police station. I'd love to have the option to, like, actually take patients in and do, like, processing and stuff a little bit more detailed than what we currently get. You know, with the fire department, you don't really need to worry about that. I don't really foresee a lot of reasoning to worry about that with the fire department. I don't, you know, I'm sure there's things that I could think of if given a little bit of time as to what you could do in the fire department, you know, besides, you know, working out and playing, you know, ping pong and stuff like that. You know, you got equipment racks and stuff in here, so there's maybe something you could do to keep busy or have reasons to get players coming back in here and actually checking the place out besides, you know, role play purposes. Oh, knock those wet floor signs over. So a little bit more basic than the police station 2. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here either. This looks like this might have a fire pole or something put in at some point, potentially. We do, I think there's the fire poles in the regular fire station currently, if I recall correctly. So maybe that's what their plan is for that room, is to have fire pole or fire poles plural in that room for players to use, which of course is always fun and welcome. You got a locker room and just like an empty storage room of some kind. Kind of getting stuck on the walls and stuff a little bit here. And a little R&R here. A nice balcony, man. This is super nice here, having this option to just kind of walk out and hang out, get some fresh air without having to, like, stand in the bay. Just hanging out, cooking food or whatever, hanging out, watching TV with the guys, and just hang out on the balcony. And then this upstairs area. So, you know, like I said, not quite as detailed or as fleshed out as the police station, but it doesn't really need to be, I don't think. And, you know, a lot of the size does come from the bay itself, because of course you get out to the bay and you've got, you know, looks like just 2 on the back and then 1 in the front. So I guess, you know, chief or maybe an ambulance or something. That's the other question I'm gonna have, is I don't know where the ambulance is gonna spawn in from currently. So actually, let's try that, because I haven't actually tried to spawn in as a medic. I screwed that up. I didn't mean to go into the car. I meant to go into the one next to it. So let's try spawning as a medic just to see. That's fine. Taking a little bit to load. Okay, not too long, thankfully. I was getting a little teeny bit worried, though, that maybe it wouldn't load us in. So it looks like we're spawning at the fire department, which was what I was kind of curious about. Now, the EMS in this is a separate division, and they've got their own unique unique textures and liveries and stuff like that. But the thing is that, of course, you know, as mods and stuff, you might change that. So maybe they'll merge it in, but I wouldn't be surprised if they want to keep it separate. It could go really either way. But these could be, you know, your maybe your ambulance and your fast response vehicle or something in here. You know, if you're doing roleplay, you could fit multiple vehicles in, but I'm guessing this is, you know, you'll have one vehicle spawn here. It's one player, and then, like, the bigger engines and stuff by default will spawn in those bays first. In theory. Of course, you know, the game's going to spawn in, I guess, in whatever spot first, and then players are just going to have to move stuff around and change it themselves. But, yeah, put 2 or 3, like, battalion chief vehicles there, you know, EMS, rapid response, and ambulance, and, like, you know, maybe a battalion chief too, potentially. I don't know if you can fit quite all that much in there. Now, see, I was looking at this building, and so the EMS is right there next to the fire station, so I'm almost wondering if maybe the EMS is going to just spawn and operate out of the fire department now, because this almost appears to be a hospital right here. You've got this, like, little driving area. It's not marked as a hospital, and it's no indicators that you'll be able to walk inside this place eventually, but just given the building design, the building size and everything, this looks to me like it would probably be the hospital. Like, this is going to be your parking area with the main entrance here. Now the side is going to be your emergency drop-off for ambulances and stuff like that. It's got, you know, multiple entrances. You know, you got access all around this building to get up to it and buy it and everything. You've got, I guess, was it just 2, maybe 3 entrances? Yeah, 3 entrances. So, I think this is going to be our hospital, if I had to take a guess. But, yeah, guys, anyways, that is all we had to show off for this new map. Now, I don't know if there's any other updates. Didn't see anything else listed for this update, so if there's anything else, it was probably some real small, like, quality of life changes and stuff. I forgot to read the patch notes, and there was nothing annotated in the release notes on Steam or wherever, so I don't think we're going to have to worry about missing too much on this, but this is going to be a blast of a map once this gets live and gets fleshed out a little bit more. But definitely the biggest priority, I think, for this map currently as it exists, besides, you know, getting calls and stuff functioning on it, is more importantly getting the loading of these tiles to work correctly. Performance is good on it, and like I say, even though my graphics card's maxed out right now, it's been doing that with like other games and stuff. I think the #1 priority is going to need to be what was I saying? The #1 priority needs to be to stop people from going in the water, maybe. But aside from that, the #1 priority should definitely be actually ensuring that those tiles are loading up correctly and properly and quickly. And then maybe somehow preventing players from going in the water. If they go in the water, at least kill them so that they can't drive around the water. Let's drive off the map. Come out to the edge, what's gonna happen? So what happens if I get out? Ha. Well. Alright, guys. I gotta get back to the city, so I'll see you guys around. Take it easy.